I'm down there pretty often. All right, well, Hunter versus Hunter.
And this is a matchup that could also kind of akin to the Mage versus Hunter matchup. It gets really tricky where both players have to really weigh their early decisions and make sure they're not overcommitting, but at the same time they don't want to undercommit and lose that tempo. So having to balance your resources very well. Mad Scientist Ironbeak Owl is the open for Ohio State. Meanwhile, Illinois has a plethora of options, including that Glaive Zuka. And that's a card that can very easily seize complete control of the match. You know, picking off 2 minions with Glaive Zuka while at the same time launching your own assault is a very big deal.
I wonder.
So, the guy's name, who's Harry Potter right now, I think his name's Jordan Potter. It is. His name's Jordan Potter.
Makes perfect sense.
Jordan Potter, Harry Potter, Illuminati confirmed.
It's only 2. But I'll say it's 3 for the sake of it. Illinois looks like they want to utilize their coin a little bit early, which means that web spinner, if they choose to do that, that web spinner is likely to be kind of stuck in hand for a little bit. Yeah, they want the early knife juggler. They want the pressure. Ohio State does have a pretty darn good challenge to this. Mad Scientist is all right. But they draw Explosive Trap, and I can tell you, playing these Hunter builds, the traps are some of the worst draws in the deck at times. You know, there's something you have to play to get the Mad Scientist value, but you oftentimes don't want to draw them. You just want to draw any minion action instead.
Yeah. And Glaive Zuka is an interesting addition to mid-range, but they might have had a deck prepared or thrown that in there in between the matches to specifically target against Hunter, because that's a huge tempo tool that you can use early on to help with those early game trades.
They want to push the 4 damage
really
with this Life
flexible.
Juggler as well.
Yeah.
There's something. But now what's the trap at this point? I mean, it's not Explosive Trap. You still have that in your hand. If it's Freezing Trap or Snake Trap, I think you're pretty darn likely to play the Animal Companion this turn. Any of them Animal Companions are going to be directly challenging the Knife Juggler as well.
Yeah. Got word that it is Snake Trap. So it looks like Ohio State didn't make any changes to their deck, but of course Illinois doesn't know that. Animal Companion, if they do get Misha, Snake Trap's huge.
Really, any of them.
Yeah.
That they get, or
If they use the card, it's big.
Well, that guy's bitter chips. Now there's another decision though. Like, it's actually kind of interesting that they're feigning the trade here, because this may send the signal to Illinois that this isn't Snake Trap and that it is Freezing Trap instead. They're like, do we want to let the Knife Juggler hit the Freezing Trap? And they actually trade anyway, despite the Snake Trap being out.
Fake the trade, then fake the face, then trade anyway.
I'm not quite sure how to read this. I mean,
Mind games.
Illinois has to read this as something other than Snake Trap at this point.
Yeah.
Leok, not the good roll here. Now the Pilot Shredder's challenging the Leok, and suddenly Ohio State looking like they could be in the driver's seat for the next coming turns.
It's really hard to tell at this point because both players are hitting their heavy curves. Ohio State needs something pretty decent to play on turn 5 in order to sort of round that off going into high main on turn 6, but Illinois has Shredder into Lotheb, which is, you know, pretty decent, but it actually looks like they're going to use the King Zealot here, dig a little bit.
Ooh.
That's the Web Spinner is in the joust every time.
He just really wants to win that championship. Yeah, again, Leok just not a very strong one here.
I can just imagine Rexar. He's like, okay, joust, and every time around the corner, a little spider just scuttles out.
And he's like, dang it.
Not again! Well, this is a tough situation. Because in this format, the trap could be anything.
I wonder.
So I think I'm going to go with Animal Companion here first.
To my side.
Leok's not really the role they wanted, but here's the thing. Their Leok isn't challenged directly, and that's a big deal. And with the second trap down...
And with Snake Trap...
Wow! I'm actually really surprised they didn't choose to take out the Leok here.
Well, they know that if they decide to attack face, the Web Spinner and the King Celic are going to die off. And then the Leok would have to challenge in, and that would proc the Snake Trap. So I can see why they want to push the damage. They're not really under any pressure. When you're not really under any pressure, face damage has a lot of value.
It's definitely true. I mean, the Explosive Trap is protecting yourself from that damage.
I must attack the face with Taunt.
These are peculiar turns. I mean, that was really the first opportunity to get a super favorable trade in this situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or rather, a super favorable trade that a player could have foregone. So the Leok just biting the dust here. It's trading straight up with the Alec.
It's a depressing sound. Well, they're dealing with it pretty well.
There's that Explosive Trap. So Leok is going to be saying goodbye, and hopefully for them this Lotheb can shut off something. But the trades that are available to Ohio State to roll into that Savannah High main feel like they're so good right now.
Yeah.
And Illinois, they have the Iron Beak Owl for the Savannah High main, but they need that Lotheb to live to kill it.
They can just clean the board here and plop down a high main.
I think that's the play.
Yeah, it feels really powerful. You're still left with also whatever comes out of this Shredder. There's going to be an Alex Straz's champion.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the swing of the game that Ohio State was looking for. If Illinois can't answer this, you know, you're likely to see this game start to slip away. Savage Combatant is a great pickup from Web Spinner.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's enough here.
Yeah. In order for you to use Savage Combatant to fight back on the board, you have to take that damage. And unlike Druid, Savage Combatant just makes... Well, I mean, of course, in Druid it gives you 2 extra damage, but combined with the hero power, you can direct 3 damage at things.
Yeah.
Whereas Hunter, 2 damage of it goes to face, and then they can only direct 2 damage at things. So usually it's just used when you get it from Web Spinner to hit the face for 2 extra damage. But right now, that doesn't have much merit to Illinois because they're not going to win a race. So they're just going to have to play some big
play some minions and hope for the best, yeah.
And that's not a situation that you want to be in where you're just hoping for the best.
Now, Ohio State now, even with the Web Spinner drop, in pretty darn good control of this game.
Yeah, the thing is, though, is their hand is not that great quality. And how do they deal with this board effectively while also making sure to keep up the pressure?
Well, they could play basically their entire hand and then just hero power and attack face. So they use the Hunter's Mark.
cards, face!
Yeah, basically. I mean, they could use the Hunter's Mark to take care of the Savage
What does
Combatant.
this card do? What does this card do?
Like, what are they fearing from the other side of the board right now?
Sure, yeah. They realized that their opponent didn't have any way to deal with their board. So why not just, keep the pressure on?
Yeah,
put the initiative onto Illinois. Savage Combatant is a really scary card to leave up because of the potential threat. I mean, that represents 9 face damage if you leave it up for a turn. So can understand why they wanted to play that.
They're going to hang on to their Iron Beak Owl, saving it for a rainy day. But Illinois needs a miracle to win this one. Maybe they can climb out of this now. That freezing trap could contest that Savannah High main.
Yeah. All right. So they want to be able to put themselves in a good board position and also isolate the Savannah High main to play the freezing trap.
They've got to land the juggle on that 1-1.
Or land 2 juggles on the Mad Scientist and then value trade the Web Spinner. Oh boy.
Now they got a 50-50 shot.
Okay. Did any trap get pulled? I think so. They moused over their portrait. So, yep.
For Ohio State, they did get one, and they also pick up King's Elec along with the Stampeding Kodo. I mean, once again, Illinois, they've managed to stave off the pressure for this turn.
All right,
I don't think it's enough. I mean, the Stampeding Kodo now, it's a threat on that freezing trap as well as the Iron Beak Owl. And in terms of the damage race, Ohio State's so far ahead that Illinois, they don't have an option other than to continue to play defensively here.
Yeah, and Ohio State's secret is freezing trap. So that Powder Shredder It's isolated now. It's just going to get frozen. They can get some value to the quick shot here, but what are they going to do? I don't think they're even anywhere near close enough to start pushing face damage, especially considering the freezing trap. I don't know if there's... Illinois is going to have to get something incredibly substantial out of this quick shot if they're going to want a chance.
Iron Beak Owl is the first step. You want to ensure you're drawing a card off this.
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of kill commander bust, it looks like. You know, if you do it this way, maybe you can draw an explosive trap. Maybe you can draw a quick shot.
Maybe you can draw a Dr. Boom.
That feels bad.
Yeah. And now Ohio State just needs 2 damage in order to close out the game.
Yeah, Iron Beak Owl can proc the freezing trap. 9 can crash in. 2 from hero power.
What's it going to be?
And Unleash the Hounds is 1 point of damage, but here's the thing. That can now trigger the freezing trap and unlock that Iron Beak Owl. That's the extra 2 damage. 9, 10, 11. No, it's not. I lied to you.
No, that is it.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It is 13 points damage. I don't know how my brain counted that wrong the second time around, but that Unleash the Hounds, yeah, that is a draw that can end this game. They just have to sequence it right.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. They don't know it's freezing trap right now.
And the thing is, I don't think they teach math at Hogwarts.
They teach magic.
Nice.
I'm here all day, Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, they didn't miss an opportunity for
Here's the
lethal.
thing.
They didn't know it was
Missing
that
lethal is pretty inconsequential at this point.
Yeah.
Where's Illinois getting 17 points of damage from? It's not happening. So what they did here is they just made sure they played around explosive trap with this play. There's a Ram Wrangler. I told you the Ram Wrangler builds work better.
Yeah.
It makes an appearance, you win the game.
Yeah, but we didn't see a Ram Wrangler all day today. The threat comes out from Illinois. But that's going to be Ohio State taking a 3-2 victory, a really close matchup. But, you know, hugs all around. Oh, violent hugs.
You know what? He's not the hero.
I'm sorry for my teammate.